Welcome to I.E.L.T.S speaking task. So it is I.E.L.T.S training speaking training center over here. You have 15 minutes during this test. So the examiner will be asking questions and you have to answer. You have 3 sections. So section 1, mostly it's all about introduction, the general discussion between the examiner and the student who comes here. And part 2, section 2, a topic will be given and you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. 1 minute is given time for you to prepare. Then in section 3, you'll be asked question based on the topic given in section 2. So different questions will be given. So try to speak elaborately, try to use good vocabulary, have good fluency, and don't have any nervousness. So speak as you are. Welcome, Latisha. Yes, could you tell about yourself, about your home, about your work, about your studies, and something about your hobbies and interests?
Hello, hi, I'm Letitia and my full name is Letitia Roshan. People call me Letitia. Letitia means happiness, Roshan means light. I was born and brought up in Tirunelveli, it is in South India. I was done my BA Corporate Economics in WCC Women's Christian College in Chennai. And I worked for Sutherland and Cognizant Technology Solutions. I just recently resigned my job. My dad is an customs superintendent, customs joint commissioner, and he recently retired. My mom, she's a housewife.
Okay, good, Latisha. Could you say about some newspapers and magazines which you read?
I read newspapers like Times of India, Hindu, and magazines. I like Femina. Why I like magazines Femina is most of the time they'll put up with the cinema newses. So I like Kollywood, Hollywood, Bollywood. Lot of newses will be coming up in Femina, and wherever they conduct catwalks, something like that, wherever they conduct programs, it will come in magazines. So I like to prefer reading Femina magazine, and Times of India is also like that. That's the reason I like newspapers. I like to read.
That's good. What are the articles you read the most?
When I say about article, I can say that in Times of India, every time they'll put up a page in called Sunday article. There they will say about the directors speaking about their life, about their experience in film industry, and photographers will talk about their profession, and a lot of people will be communicating about their experiences and their work pressure and how the movie has come out in that. So I mostly like to read that particular article in newspaper.
Have you read a newspaper or a magazine of a foreign origin or a foreign language?
When you ask me a newspaper or magazine in a foreign language, definitely not, because I know only English and Tamil. Other than English foreign language, I have never read any other languages like French, Spanish. I don't read because I don't know other languages except English. So I'll read only English newspapers. Sometimes I'll read Tamil newspapers also.
Do you think reading magazine and reading newspapers will develop the person's communication skills, and why not?
Yes, of course. When you ask me about the magazine in a foreign language is a good way to learn the language. Yes, I can say that, because when we are reading newspaper itself, we can develop our vocabularies, our grammatical sentences, and that means like whenever I read newspaper, I'll have the dictionary with me, because many of the vocabularies they used in the newspaper will be in high language, high English language. So many of the vocabularies and the words what they have used, I will not know the meanings. So I'll take the dictionary and I will read the meaning along with the magazine newspaper or magazine whenever I read. So that will create a good communication in English, and not only in English, whatever language we read, it will definitely give you a chance of uh, chance of learning a new language. And not only that, and when you are communicating with your friends, if you are communicating in English, that will also help one person to develop in English, rather than speaking in our own native language. If we are speaking in English, definitely it will create awareness to the other people, those who are listening to us and those who are talking to us. It will help learning English language.
Good, Latisha. Could now I just give you a topic? You have to speak on this topic for 1 to 2 minutes. You have 1 minute to take down the notes on the paper. Pencil is there. The topic here is, could you tell me about a restaurant which you like the most? You should say something about where the restaurant is, what the speciality of this restaurant, why do you choose this restaurant, and what type of food do you eat in this restaurant, and why do you enjoy eating in this restaurant?
Okay, when you ask me about a restaurant, I can talk about a restaurant which I recently visited. That is Barbecue Nation in T Nagar, Chennai. I like Barbecue Nation particularly because none of the restaurants will provide beer or something with a meal, with a lunch or a dinner, in except Barbecue Nation. Whenever you go for lunch, they will give you a beer. And not only that, Barbecue Nation has different types of food items. They have kebab, they have grilled items, and they have Arabian foods, and they have lot of varieties in food. That's the reason I like Barbecue Nation. And the atmosphere and the light settings and their furnitures, what they have, and they have decorated, and all the stuffs I've liked is simply superb. It was really nice, and I attracted to the restaurant, and I have taken many of my friends to Barbecue Nation. And 2 years back I went with my friend, and we 15 of them went, and we had a very big party. We celebrated our friend birthday in Barbecue Nation. So I can say that Barbecue Nation is the best for the food, and their quality and the quantity of the food will be high, and they will serve a lot of starters. When compared to the main food, they will give only the starters. With the starters itself, we'll feel that our stomach is full, and we will enjoy a lot. The prawns they have, and the golden meat, it is really an amazing food. I like eating food in Barbecue Nation.
Thanks. And now let us come to the main question here. Why do you think people go to a restaurant to celebrate a function or anything like that? Why do they want to go to a restaurant to celebrate?
People, why they celebrate birthday, celebrate in restaurants, we can say that we cannot accommodate people, like we can't accommodate more than 10 people in our house, because we, as many of the Indians, there are Tamilians, are not well mannered people, or not very rich people. They'll be having a small family, nuclear family, and their house will also be in a nuclear type. So they cannot accommodate more than 10 people at the same time for giving food, a party, anything, whatever it is. So people prefer going to restaurants, and they'll give a celebration in restaurants. And nowadays many restaurants, they have opened a separate hall, kind of some restaurants, they'll have a hall which can accommodate 100 people, and some it has thousands also. So according to our budget, according to our level of party, for how many people we are going to give, we can choose ourselves about the restaurant and we can celebrate there. Of course it is a neat one, because if we are working in home, we should think about the electricity, and we have to clean our house before our relatives, friends are coming in, and after they are going also we have to clean our house, and it will be a very big mess after that. So we'll be having lot of work to do after party. So most of the people prefer restaurants to celebrate parties like that. Birthday parties, wedding celebrations, many of them are happening nowadays.
Which are the most important, which are most popular in your country? Is it the fast food restaurants or some traditional oriented restaurants?
Okay, when I compare about food restaurants or traditional restaurants, I think that many of the people prefer what do you call, the fast food restaurants, because nowadays people are engaging themselves in liquor, and they want to hang out everywhere. Some Monday to Friday they'll be in full stretch of work, and Saturday Sundays they'll be free, so they want to go out with their friends. And many people, they cannot afford much money on every single week. They cannot afford 1,000 rupees to 2,000 rupees. So middle class people will always prefer fast food restaurants rather than traditional restaurants. Only if the people are going with family, they will obviously like traditional restaurants rather than the fast food restaurants, because family means they'll be having brother, sister, mother, father, sometimes even they are taking grandfathers, grandmothers with them, along with them. So people with their olden age, like our ancestors, will always like traditional food. For that I can say that hot mirchi in choling in aloo, it is a traditional food they'll provide. So that is the best place for traditional food. And even for Rajasthani people, they are going Rajasthani, they are giving only Rajasthani foods. So both of them are having a good response across the country. But many of the people are from middle class people, so they prefer going to fast food when they are going with their friends.
Some people say, Latisha, that the expensive hotel you go there, the quality of food is good. When you go to a restaurant where the food items is cheaper in the price, they also say that the quality of food is cheap. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with the people saying that food in an expensive restaurant is always better than the food in the cheap restaurant. Because even in both the restaurants, they are giving good food. They are like to give good food to the customers what they are coming in. If the cheap restaurants are giving cheap foods, then the people will not go on. I like to have in expensive restaurants as well as the cheap restaurants. I like to have it in both. Depends upon the money what they have, and depends upon the situations what they are in. So totally I disagree with the people saying that cheap restaurant is not providing good food, and expensive restaurants providing good food. I'm totally disagree with that. Both of them has advantages and disadvantages altogether.
Good. Now coming here, do you think in future we'll have a choice of different type of food items? The choice will be more, or do you think the choice of food will be less in future?
Yes, of course, I agree with the saying that greater choice of food available in shops in the future. Yes, of course it is. When we compared with the year 1985 to 2014, now everything has been changed. Previously, we will not be able to get cereals, or we will not be able to get for tinned food in shops. But nowadays there are Nilgiris, Reliance Fresh, and a lot of big malls are there, and lot of shops have opened only for the food products. So we will get a lot of foods when compared to 2014. In even in 2020 will be in somewhere like US or any other foreign countries. We can compare, or India is developing a lot when compared to foods.
Could you tell me something about the modern technology which can help the food production?
Modern technology has been used for the food because when you say if people are producing chocolates and they are using their technology, their electrical oven has come and a lot of things. So in each and every food product, technology is there. Even for the saturated milk, they are having technology. They are using the modern technology by purifying. They are taking the fat outside or out of the cow milk, and they are providing fat free milk, and creams they are producing. And with the new technology, they have created what do you call, butter, cheese, everything has come out. So of course technology is a very vast subject to talk about, and technology is also is one of the impact of food, and technology is being used for food products also.
Latisha, thank you. You are coming from a country like India. Your country imports food items from foreign countries. And do you think like what a country should do, and how important is it a country for having self-sufficiency in food production? What it should do?
When you ask about the country is able to grow all the food it needs, yes, because only in India we have say that agriculture land. India is a agriculture land, but people nowadays are building apartments, restaurants, and they are destroying the agriculture land, and they are giving it for commercial purpose, and for not only for commercial purpose, for everything like industries, everything is coming out. So if we avoid giving places separate place for sorry, if we are giving place for agriculture land in a separate thing, and if we give land for separate industries like that, definitely food will be a good one. And we don't want to import other foods. We can rather than importing food from other country, we can export many foods to the other countries.
Thank you, Latisha. Nice having you over here.